What's up, guys? Commander Lee here doing another Lego mock. Now this of course is inspired by the Monster Hunter game. If you don't know what Monster Hunter World is, it's pretty much a video game, and what you do is pretty much hunt dragons and stuff. And it's online and solo game, but the newer release game is online, so that's a lot of fun. I've been playing it, and that's what inspired me to make this mock. And then I am using a different camera than I usually do. It's on tripod, and instead of I used to, for my other videos, use my tablet, but I might just start using this camera because it's very nice to be able to use and have it steady without jiggling around too much. And then I also have music going while I'm making this video, so you'll probably hear that in the background. I think that's pretty much it for all the things I want to get out of the way. So let's hop into this right here. Sorry, I'm having a little, my zooming is super slow, so you're gonna have to forgive me for that one. Alright, we have Armor Dude over here. I'm gonna make names up as I go. So we have Armor Dude right here. He has two blades on his back. These are called dual blades in the game. We have this little companion. This companion's supposed to be like a cat sort of animal. All the monster hunters in the Monster Hunter world have companions. So these hunters in this mock all have one companion. We have companions with them. So we have this companion with a big axe. Not right big axe, but sort of, it's pretty big. We have him drinking a health potion, and so of course the health potion heals him. And yeah, having just a mock as I go. Right here, he's walking away from a trap that he has set down. This is called a shock trap. Of course, traps usually normal. Of course, traps trap the monster, trap anything. So this is trapped some monster, and he placed barrels down, and anything that hits the barrel will explode. So if you're a hunter and you accidentally draw your weapons and hit the barrel, you're gonna go flying across the field, which is super funny. But he's of course walking away from it, and he's gonna try to get the monster to come over and get into a trap, and they can explode the barrels. Right here we have a hunter who's mining. In the game, there's always resources across the map, and so this hunter is mining some resources. She has of course a companion and with a cowboy hat. In the game, it's pretty funny that they have, cowboy hats and just caps in the game, so it's pretty funny. She has a gun on her back. I think I've already said that, I'm not sure. But she has a gun on her back, and in the game it's mostly swords and axes and stuff. But it's pretty funny to, cool and funny at the same time to see guns and bows and stuff. But they're a lot of fun to play with. I played them in the game, and really fun to use. We have this is the gun that she actually has on her back. And so I originally was going to have her shooting at the monster until I decided that would be cool to have her mining something. And then let's get on top of this little hill right here. Or not hill, but this rock area. We have the dragon, and then we have this guy who is using a charge blade. This weapon that he is using is a combination of a sword and an axe. So the sword can change into the sword and shield, and then there's the axe. So what happens is that the guy in the game, puts the sword into a shield, and it becomes an axe. And so I was at first not sure how to make it at all, and I couldn't really think of anything that could work until I found this big giant shield that I had, I was like, man, I actually could use something I actually could make a charge blade with an axe form. So that was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty epic having him face about smack the dragon upside the head with his axe. So I thought that was a pretty cool scene. We have his little companion with a green thing on top of his head and him flying. So pretty much it's a neat little explanation why he is flying, why this little companion is flying with something on top of his head. It on top of his head is pretty much a bug that has a cocoon of healing stuff that the bug is flying around with, and the companion pretty much grabs onto the cocoon and flies over to the hunter, and the cocoon explodes and heals the hunter. So that's pretty much what that is. Going into more explanation probably would take a lot of time and it wouldn't make any sense. So now we have another hunter who's flying above the monster. So this hunter is actually, I can't remember what the weapon is called, but he's flying over the monster because he he pretty much stabs the weapon into the ground and pushes pressure upon it and makes him fly into the air. Man, that's doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So pretty much you get the idea that the weapon has something to do with him flying up in the air. He's going to try to mount the monster and cry chop it with his knife that he uses. We have his little companion trying to stab the monster on the foot, which probably does nothing, but it aggravates the monster a great deal. Then we have over here the forest. The forest is a whole bunch of trees that I just made randomly. I sort of had an idea that I did want like branches hanging off, but that's pretty much it I was going on. And so it was a little rough trying to make them, but it all worked out. Sorry, adjusting the camera a little bit. A little off. But so it was pretty fun. They're a little challenging to make, especially this one right in front, right next to mushrooms. Those are mushrooms right on the ground. This one was a little rough to try to make because I didn't know what I was doing. Pretty much just slapped a whole bunch of pieces together and made trees. But I knew the trees did have to be large-ish, so that was not a challenge, but it was a goal to make the trees tall, but also have branches, and of course snow on top of them. And in the distance, that green plant right there it's supposed to be herbs, and it's another gathering thing that the hunters can gather. And back to the mushrooms. The mushrooms are different types of mushrooms that do different types of things, such as that mushroom probably could give a hunter if the hunter ate the mushroom, it would give him probably the ability to stay cool during the hunt, because it is winter and you pretty much get really cold. I mean, you get really cold in basic words, and you need a potion or some type of herb or mushroom to keep you warm. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All the cool details I had, and I'm gonna tell a little bit of my story of story of all the pieces and everything. So the dragon, if you don't recognize it, the dragon is from Lego Ninjago. It is Zane's dragon, the ice ninja. And I've had this dragon for a long time. Like I said, it's the first one I've had for a long time, and it's pretty much dusty because I've left it on my shelf for so long. The piece right here, to give explanation of how old it is, let me zoom in a little bit so you can get a better view. This piece right here, the head that connects to the body, is falling off, so I have to tape it. There's a few pieces missing on the wings. The feet and the legs are very loose because they haven't been moved around, or they have been moved around they've been moved around a lot. So yeah, the dragon's really old, but I'm glad I can use it into a mock. I might just have to take it apart. It's really sad taking it apart because I really like the wings, how they work and how they can fold like this and fold out. So you don't have to like make this big giant full wing. You sort of something like that, which makes it really cool. Doing the rock face was probably my first thing. This right here was my first thing that I made. Trying to make it, here I get a better view, was sort of hard. As you can see, it's pretty empty, but I have supports throughout the thing, throughout the inside, and it's pretty steady, which is super nice to me. It's it is really steady. Sorry, trying to say a word, but I just completely forgot how to say it. But it is really steady, so it's pretty nice. It's the first thing that I made, and it was probably the first thing I started putting snow and stuff on top of. Right here is supposed to be ice. I used bright colors mostly to make the ice. And then I went straight to doing snow on the ground. I actually, as I was building, my brother came in and told me, why are you, why aren't you using these 4x4 bricks, these 4x4 things? I was like, why would I be using them so much? He's like, because, then he told me because you can use these thin pieces right here that have been throughout the entire, throughout the ground. I could be using these as like indented areas. I could have like this, the main thing. I was like, what? Why didn't I think of that earlier? Because it makes so much more sense. It makes so much sense to use these and use these as a main place and have an indented thing. So I was like, what? My mind is blown. And so back here, I used that style a lot back there. And these actually are different pieces that I used to make these little bumps. So yeah, and I think I've already gone through trees. I'm pretty sure the armor for the hunters was a lot of fun. I enjoyed making the hunters, but there's so many ideas of what armor and stuff I could use for the hunters. It was really hard resisting and only making 4 hunters. So that was pretty rough for me. As I was building, I continued to get ideas of different Monster Hunter mocks I can make. So if anyone ever watches this and sees that this is a really cool mock, please say something that you're like, hey, it would be cool if you made another one. I don't really, of course, don't really care so much if you don't say anything, but it'd be cool to hear a little bit of support. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making this, a lot of fun. It's always super fun to get a cool idea and make it and pursue it and make something cool like this. And I do want to say before I end the video that it's a funny fact that I decided to do a snow thing without even realizing that the new Monster Hunter World game is actually coming out, the expansion that is the winter snowy place. And I was like, oh wow, man, I can't believe I actually did that. It's pretty funny coincidence that I did that. It's actually really super funny. So it's a lot of fun. I pretty much just went with my gut and build stuff. And if I didn't think that it turned out, I pretty much just rebuilt it. Or I unbuilt half of it and built it again. But this is pretty much smooth sailing. I knew I wanted something like this. I knew I wanted just plain snow. And the forest was like, you know what? I need something over here to make a little detail. So I made forest. And then all like the mushrooms and the herbs and the metal came after I was done with everything. I was like, you know what, I don't need more detail. And the hunters were pretty much placed where they're supposed to be. Of course, I rearranged the hunters here and there to make them look more active and cool stuff. I wish I could have added more hunters, but I had to make it true to the game and only have 4 hunters. So yeah, I am planning probably to make another mock in a different area, probably in jungly place or in desert place, something cool. But I thought it would be just cool to make another one. And yeah, And thanks guys for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And I will catch y'all in the next video.